A retired Air Force general who oversaw America's most classified UFO program has vanished without a trace in the New Mexico desert. But this isn't just any missing person case. Lieutenant General William McAzeland was known as the military's UFO gatekeeper, the man who bridged our most secret aerospace projects with the growing UFO disclosure movement. He disappeared just 6 days after President Trump announced he's releasing all classified UFO files. The cover-up is even worse, and McAzeland isn't the only top scientist to vanish or die under mysterious circumstances. We're talking about a pattern that has members of Congress warning about potential national security breaches and what happened to these guardians of America's most sensitive secrets, and why now, just as Trump promises full transparency. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is a foreign espionage or something far more extraordinary? Let's get into it. My name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway, and I'm also a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And we are a growing channel. Every like, comment, share, and subscription helps us grow. But Lieutenant General William McAzeland commanded the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. This is the same facility that's been long rumored to house debris from the 1947 Roswell incident. And McAzeland oversaw cutting-edge research into hypersonic vehicles, directed energy weapons, and classified space-based systems that, form the backbone of Trump's Space Force vision, in all honesty. And defense sources describe him as a UFO gatekeeper who managed the military's most sensitive extraterrestrial-related programs. He's a 68-year-old retired general, was last seen by his wife leaving their Albuquerque home with just a backpack and a revolver. No phone, no glasses. He simply vanished in terrain he knew well as an experienced hiker. Take a look.
Police are searching for a retired Air Force general who vanished in New Mexico. William McAzeland went missing last month. Members of Congress are warning this could be a national security issue. The general was involved with the Pentagon's most advanced aerospace research. He oversaw a classified space weapons program. McAzeland was in charge of the Air Force Research Lab at a base in Ohio. It's rumored that base holds extraterrestrial debris from the Roswell crash site. The general was tied in with the UFO community. A source told the New York Post the general was a gatekeeper for anything UFO related in the Air Force. He retired due to mental fog, but investigators say he's still highly intelligent and capable. McAzeland was an avid hiker. His wife last saw him leaving with a backpack and a .38 revolver. No phone, no glasses. He disappeared 6 days right after Trump announced he was releasing the UFO files. And he's not the only one. 8 months before the general vanished, a rocket scientist who worked under him years ago also went missing. She was hiking in California with 2 other people. They saw her smiling and waving 30 feet behind them. When they turned back again, she was gone, vanished in plain sight. They searched for days and couldn't find any trace of her. This is a very, very strange situation. And 11 days before the general disappeared, another scientist was shot dead on his porch. Carl Grillmar was known for discovering signs of water on a distant planet. He was gunned down in California.
Holy cow.
Freddie Snyder was later charged with his murder. He has a rap sheet, but was let out of jail by a Newsom-appointed judge weeks before he allegedly killed the scientist. We still don't know his motive. And we don't know if these cases are even connected. But this many top scientists getting killed or going missing in just under a year looks like a major red flag.
So this case gets more disturbing when you look at the pattern. 8 months before McAzeland disappeared, Dr. Elena Vasquez, a rocket propulsion expert who worked under him at the Air Force Research Lab, vanished while hiking in California. Witnesses saw her smiling and waving, and then moments later she was gone. It's like some crazy, she got like zapped up into something. It was in plain sight in open terrain, and multi-day searches found nothing. And while with inflation reducing our purchasing power since 2020, most retirement accounts tied to the stock market, many Americans are looking to diversify into physical gold through a tax-advantaged gold IRA. And Augusta Precious Metals has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and they handle all the paperwork without pushy sales calls, just real information about protecting your wealth. So check out beltwaylovesgold.com or text Beltway to 35052. The link's in the description and the pinned comments for everybody who is looking. So 11 days before McAzeland went missing, Dr. Carl Gromar was gunned down execution style on his California porch. Gromar discovered water signatures on distant planets and consulted for NASA and the Air Force Research Lab. His attacker, Freddie Snyder, had been released from jail weeks earlier by a progressive judge despite his lengthy criminal record. Sound familiar? Anyways, no motive has been established for targeting the renowned astrophysicist, and the timing cannot be ignored. These disappearances and killing follow Trump's March 17th White House announcement declaring his intent to release everything on the UFOs, including classified Air Force Research Lab archives. The American people deserve the truth. No more deep state games, Trump declared. This represents a conservative victory over decades of government obfuscation. Previous administrations buried UAP and UFOs and all the other stuff, but Trump's transparency mandate threatens entrenched interest. And you think that maybe the military-industrial complex doesn't want Americans to find out about it? I think that's what we're seeing right now. And members of Congress are sounding alarms about potential national security breaches, and Representative Mike Garcia warns that if sea scientists hold keys to America's technological superiority, their disappearances demand immediate investigation. Makes sense. FBI Director Kash Patel has elevated these cases to counterintelligence priority, stating that coincidences in national security are illusions, which I don't think, I don't think it's like ever like coincidence. I mean, in all honesty, I don't. I mean, if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, and it's got to be a duck, right? If you got value from this news update, please tap subscribe and share this report. My opinion is next. So, this case exposes everything wrong with how our republic handles sensitive security matters, for sure. For decades, the deep state has suppressed UFO information, dismissed credible witnesses, and stonewalled congressional oversight. Now, as President Trump fights to restore transparency and trust in our institutions, the very people who hold these secrets are vanishing or dying. Whether this represents foreign espionage or domestic conspiracy or something more extraordinary, American families deserve answers. These aren't random disappearances. These are targeted removals of key personnel who could expose decades of government lies. The pattern is clear. Suppress the truth, silence the witnesses, maintain the cover-up. But President Trump's commitment to full disclosure threatens this corrupt system. That's why they're panicking. That's why people are disappearing. We cannot allow the deep state to intimidate, silence, or eliminate the guardians of our nation's most important secrets. And the American people have a right to know what our government has been hiding in the shadows. Stay alert, stay aware. God bless.